No, that's not what I asked you to do. Work with me would be super nice. What do you think? Hello? Come on. Okay, good. Hello, everyone. Sorry I'm having technical difficulties. I'm a day late, a buck short, nothing new, but here we are anyways. Welcome to Tea Talk. Great to have you here. If you don't know me already, hang on. It says how can that be? Isn't that interesting? My camera is not on, but it says I'm live. And how weird is this? It's just really throwing me for a loop, guys. This is something else. Anyway, today I want to talk to you about protein because at one point in my life, I used to think that protein was just for, gym junkies or growing teens, and they're doing their thing of bulking up, um, building biceps, that sort of thing. But then when life knocked me flat and I suddenly had to relearn what fuel really meant. It turned out that protein was far more than what I ever gave it credit for, because it's not just a dietary checkbox or a buzzword that's slapped onto energy bars. It's actually the real deal when it comes to healing, rebuilding, and staying upright when the ground, was feeling really shaky. So here's the thing. Every single day, well, no, actually, protein, let's back up. Protein is your body's construction material. This is important to know. And the reason I said every single day is because every single day your cells are breaking down and they're rebuilding. That immune response you have, it needs protein. Muscle maintenance needs protein. Hormone balance, sugar regulation, energy production, it's all tied to protein, and not just when you're sick. At every age, in every season of life, this one nutrient holds a pivotal role. As children, protein helps build the foundation, things like bones, brains, tissues. In adulthood, it keeps us functional, managing blood sugar, maintaining lean muscle, and helping us to recover from everyday stress. And as we age, protein is the difference between independence and frailty. It determines whether you get back up after a fall or not. Is that serious? Most people think they're getting enough, but they're not. The recommended daily allowance, what most people go by, is pretty much the bare minimum to, I'm just going to put this mildly, prevent a major deficiency. And even that's questionable. It's usually not enough to feel good, not enough to recover, not enough to thrive either. And here's what I've learned. If you're healing, aging, stressed, active, or a combination of any of those, you need more. Protein deficiency can show up in so many different ways. How many of these sound, I'm actually going to ask you, how many of these sound familiar to you? Starting with muscle weakness, fatigue, low energy, because as your body struggles to repair and maintain muscle mass, it's going to chew up protein. Other signs of not having enough is hair thinning, skin issues like dryness, slow wound healing, frequent infections. They're all signs. And since protein is vital for tissue repair and immune function, you'll want more. Other things like mental fog, mood swings, and irritability, they can all occur due to lack of neurotransmitter production. Other things that can happen, swelling in the feet, ankles, and legs, they're all big signals of fluid imbalance. And again, that's a lack of protein. Now, in more severe cases, protein deficiency leads to muscle wasting, weakened immunity, and an increased risk of fractures. Now, protein also affects how we sleep, our digestion, our concentration, and even how we regulate our own temperature. And it contributes to things like hormone balance, thyroid function, and bone strength. So you need quality protein in the right amount spaced throughout the day. For most people, 60 grams could be considered the bare minimum, but aiming closer to 90 grams or more is a more realistic target for overall health, recovery, and muscle maintenance. Now, active individuals, aging bodies, or those under stress or illness will definitely need more. It's probably closer to 100 grams or probably more, and that's a day. So, having 5 grams at breakfast and then 40 grams at dinner, that doesn't work. The body works best when it's consistently steady. So a good rule is to aim for 20 to 30 grams of protein at every meal, not just once a day. Now, here's something most people don't realize. Your body doesn't store protein the way it stores carbs or fat. That means if you don't get enough today, you can't just make up for it tomorrow. It's a use it or lose it situation, especially when your body is under stress, illness, or aging. And during those times, your protein needs can actually double. Now, in cancer care, for example, we talk a lot about calories, but if those calories aren't protein rich, your body might start breaking down its own muscle to survive. That's called muscle wasting or cachexia. And it can even show up when you're eating because it's not about eating more, it's about eating better, eating targeted, usable nutrition that your body can turn into repair and resilience. So just a 10% loss of lean muscle mass, that can impair your immune system. A 20% loss, it can slow down wound healing. A 30% loss, well, you're looking at severe physical weakness. Sadly, that's not rare either. It's actually really common in those people that are fighting chronic illness and not fueling properly. Now, when I was going through my cancer thing, I hit a point where I couldn't stomach normal meals, but I also knew better than to reach for just anything. Most of those store-bought meal drinks, they look impressive on the label, absolutely. There's a nice long list of vitamins and minerals, and of course, protein. But here's what those labels really mean. Most of the nutrients are in trace amounts. There's barely enough to even really register. And the protein, it's often cheap, low grade, and really tough to digest, especially for a gut that's already under stress. Then you add in the artificial sweeteners, the inflammatory oils, the gums, the fillers, and suddenly you're feeding your body more problems than solutions. And people wonder why they still feel weak, foggy, or bloated after trying to do the right thing. For me, real energy came from absorbable nutrients, complete protein that had all the amino acids, clean ingredients that my body could actually recognize and use. So I wasn't looking for a sugar buzz. I was looking to rebuild. Now, protein is also needed for neurotransmitter production, and that's going to affect your mood, your focus, even sleep. They all rely on amino acids, which come from complete protein. Now, if you're feeling emotionally drained or mentally foggy, it's not just in your head, it could be your diet. If you're worried about your kidneys, let me clear this up. Unless you already have kidney disease, higher protein intake is not harmful. That myth was actually debunked years ago. In fact, protein malnutrition causes far more damage to organs than protein ever could. And for women, protein supports hormone detox, thyroid function, and bone strength. In perimenopause and menopause, protein needs increase. That midlife crash or a muscle loss, that could be low protein. That's part of the puzzle. So here's what I wish more people knew. Protein is not optional. It's not a trend. It's one of the most protective, powerful choices you can make at any age in any condition. Now, if you're feeling run down, if your recovery is stalled, or if your strength isn't bouncing back the way it used to, don't overlook this. Start asking yourself questions like, am I getting enough protein? Is it a good high quality protein? Can my body actually use this? And if the answer is shaky on that, don't panic about it. Just adjust, rebuild, refuel. Your body is listening. The question is, are you? So give it what it needs, more protein. Now, I know high protein foods like meat and eggs are outrageously expensive these days. I mean, what's a steak worth now, anyways? But here's the thing, you don't have to break the bank to fuel your body the right way. It's actually really smart to invest in protein meals that are both affordable and effective because you do deserve better than those overpriced, low quality options. So make a smarter choice for your health without draining your wallet. And if you're not sure where to start, not a problem. Just drop the word fuel and I'm going to show you how I do it. So Tomorrow, I'm going to be doing a show here, same place, but an hour earlier, providing I'm on time, is the dirty truth about everyday products. Now, just last Wednesday, we had our monthly Vitality for Life show on that. I want to cover a few things that came out during that, cover some things that were not mentioned in that, as well as, whatever is in the wellness center. And if you're not in my wellness center yet, I'm going to put the link to that up above or below, depending on, where you're viewing things. Also, there'll be a link to my group, which we have people joining on a daily basis. A lot of you are also wellness minded, which is fantastic because when you guys pitch in and say something, it's really exciting for me. So thank you. Also, there'll be a link to my YouTube, my blog, and also I have an Instagram channel as well where I focus mainly on nutrition for cancer patients because the one thing that I learned the hard way when I was going through my deal 10 years ago is that, sure, they're great at medicine and surgery, but when it came to nutrition, I was left hung out to dry, and I didn't like that. So now that's what my main focus in is. So check that out. The link will be up above for you. And I think that about covers it all. And because I was late, I want to wrap it up as fast as I can. But thanks for being here, everyone. And I hope you enjoyed this and I hope this was helpful for you. And if you have any questions, get in touch. Let me know. Otherwise, I will look forward to seeing you tomorrow. All right. Take care, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we will talk soon. Bye for now.